Hello and welcome. Yig here. Today we're looking at Eschaton Survivors demo. This just came out and I was playing around with it and had a good time. And so we're going to be showing it off here today. All right. If you like the gameplay, there'll be a Steam link. No, there'll be a link to the Steam page in the description. There's a demo up as of the time of this recording. If you want to help the channel out, grow, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. All right, jumping in. We have, real quick meta progression, a fairly normal tree here. So basically your usual things that you can imagine, like plus damage, movement speed, all that kind of stuff. And our second, we actually have another layer besides that. Now, here's your character. Over here, you can actually choose characters. And there's a number of different characters. Right now, we're going to use her because I have been playing her and she is fairly easy for me. All right. So, that was this one. That's right. Okay, so we have a store over here where you can buy pieces of gear and you can also sell pieces of gear. For example, this, we'll just sell that. We can sell that and you'll get paid for it. They also sometimes have things that have a lot of stats on them. This gear set, as you can see here, this is sort of your main progression in a way, because you're going to get a lot of stats from these. For example, like this one, you can see the pickup range, recovery of life, the armor value, the power. If you look at like this shield, I got this shield and it's really making the game a lot easier for me. It's got 19 extra base damage. This sword's got this right now. One thing I don't understand though is that I think it's because all the stats are generic that each character still uses the same set. I haven't found any new potions yet. So each character uses the same suit. And like I said, I don't know if that's kind of... I just beat this one. So we're going to head back here. And we're going to try this one. So it is a standard survivor style. And as you notice, I'm not shooting. But when I hit, in this case, the M key, I don't know what that'll be on controller. There's a guide right down here when we get out of this choice thing so you can see it. Real quick, one of the things that I have noticed in here is that you need a lot of damage, which is why the gear is a very important part of it. We're going to go like that, and this is going to help us out a lot. This thing is essentially just cooks them alive at these, not so much the early times, but I wonder if this will affect that. I think we should find out, because I've never found that out, so we're going to go ahead and try and find out. If it does, then that means we can get that thing to some truly absurd ranges. All right, it is not physical damage. That's our thing. We're not actually trying to do physical damage because we're going to try and beef up our spell casting. So this is a fireball. Now, unfortunately, I can't find a place to look at the skills to know exactly what affects what. Because mouse over doesn't, and clicking it doesn't do anything. So I don't know which... the ones I'm using, I assume. This, by the way, this one is, since it's a passive, it counts for all of your skills, but there are a lot of extra projectiles in your skills too. So you end up using both. Oh, that is quite the fireball. It is definitely not fast. All right. Now, in the beginning, there's not... there's a lot of good stuff here. That. In the beginning, there's not a lot of stuff to do on the map. There's not really anything there. And I've found occasionally, later as you're into the later levels, chests will start spawning. So it's not a bad idea to kind of wander around if you can, but like early game, you probably want to soak some XP. Now, sorry, I apologize if I sound a little bit tired today. I missed yesterday, which for people who have watched, I mentioned in the last video, like I had to get some dental work done, so very tired. Dental work is partially done. I've got like an appointment for like every Saturday for a month. Yeah, because I'm gonna boost my magic damage, and I know it boosts this circle around us. I don't know if it boosts the larger ones. One of the nice things about having all that extra damage from our suit is we can start doing a lot of damage fast. And that helps out so much. I know I'm kind of locked in, so I think What else did we need? Did we need anything else? I don't know what else we need. Tempting on that. But this is more tempting, I should say. You do have the little power-ups that show up, though. So there is some reason to wander at the beginning. Just not as much as later. Later on, it'll get crazy. Oops. Especially the bosses. Once the bosses start showing up, now, oh, that's one thing I do want to give you a fair warning on. Until you've got a few items with like some decent amounts of plus damage, the bosses are gonna feel like they're a little bit tanky. And it's because of the gear plus the meta progression, from what I can tell so far. Those two things combined, essentially, you can't really balance it around not having that, because there's so much extra damage after you do. Alright. Let's go with that. Oh, I haven't used that one before. Oh, it's cool. I'm gonna assume, since it's... I've been assuming fire is magic damage, since all the fireball spells. I feel like I'm safe there. Base death. Plus 4 base damage is actually a lot. Especially when it starts getting multiplied. Oh, hey, we did a double cast for a second there. Aha. That one. Try and make the decision making a little quicker. But yeah, so I slept a lot. A lot. Oh, look at us. Now we got 3. Nice. So I feel like I'm getting better sleep now. Still not great, but better is not better than nothing. So yeah, probably end up missing like another Sunday or 2 episodes for the dental thing, but hopefully we won't. I'm gonna try not to. But I'm trying to have some stuff set up before then. It just kind of depends on how fast I can get. Because normally for one of these videos, I can actually describe you the entire thing real quick. Let's go with our skill damage here. Okay, so... Oh, hey! Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm all filled up on skills. So, oh, that's gear, by the way, that he's dropping. We got 8 skill points. Let's see. Let's go with a shield. Let's get the range. Extra damage. Extra projectile. More XP. Less damage. Less damage. Skill range. Alright, yeah, these are pieces of gear. And the higher level you are, the better the gear you get. So definitely one of those things where it's like, this works. Look at that. Look at that. We got 4 beams chopping everything down all around us, because that extra base damage coming from your gear is just really going to make all the difference in the early game, because you won't have a lot of progression. Like, we don't have a lot of progression, but we're able to do this just by the sheer damage of a couple of pieces of good gear. In fact, if we check it out... If we look, like right now, we can't put any of it on, but we can go down and look. Like, we've already gotten some. This one has magic damage, 30%. I mean, you can get some pieces with some pretty good stats. Oh, no. Oop, I just walked into the thing. Look how big our range is on that fire. Like, anything that gets near us just gets mowed down at this point. Of course, they'll scale up soon. That is how these games go. I haven't found any combinations yet, which isn't to say that they're not there, because I'm not confident that I've actually, like, capped out more than 1 or 2 things in a run prior to getting a lot more damage like we have now. 80% range. Look, it is almost as long as the beams at this point. That is amazing. I really like the addition of the gear thing. It actually seems pretty cool to me. Yeah, we'll do that. Like, I actually really like that gear touch on it. I would like different gear slots for each character, or at least loadout slots that I could save, so that way I could, like, I could have a magic one for this person, I could have a physical one for the other person. Kind of give me more... Oops, I blew myself up. Kind of gives me giving me a little bit more inspiration to, like, you know, specialize a character and collect more gear. But again, this is a demo, so who knows? Like, they might have all that stuff in the bag already. That might be in the hopper. I've found though sometimes when I'm like, oh yeah, well, this, and then find out that's like, yeah, that's exactly what they're working on. All right, we're getting some nice gear. Oh yeah, here we go. So once they start showing up, you start to get chests. Get that, and they drop a bunch of usually. Yeah, look at that. Oh, we got a legendary item in there. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I have, like, basically, I have one net to pick. And if the developer's watching, when the match ends, the teleporter shows up in the middle of the arena. But there's no indicator where it is, so if you're like in a corner or something like that, you'll pretty much know where to go. But if you're like in the middle of an area where you can't see the walls, you're probably going to be wandering around for a little bit just trying to find it. I've gotten lucky on mine, but it did seem like it was a couple times like it was a little bit difficult to find. And I was just kind of cruising around for a couple of moments, like 30 seconds after the match. I do like that system. I would just love to see an arrow to tell me, hey, it's this way. Well, let's see how fast we kill this guy. Oh, yeah, we do so good on that. Keep cranking that base damage. Oh, man, we got so much loot this time. We should be in, like... I mean, we're probably going to be in... purples? I would guess we're going to be purple on every slot at the lowest. Which is pretty nice. Yeah, look at that. We do so much damage. When you first start, you don't... One, you can build 4 damage, and you'll do probably... I would guess you'll do about 30% less in your numbers if you can get the right drops like we did here. And you don't have any meta progression, I would guess you're probably going to be losing about 30%, but that's not a lot when you think about it. That's just kind of an okay amount. And I don't think it'll actually be noticeable. I don't, honestly, because I think that the damage can kind of scales up really well in this game. Once you start getting a combination of meta progression and also the cool thing about it. Oh, these two guys. Ow, stop bouncing me. Oh, I ran into a rock. I ran into a rock. No. Ooh, 6 points. Yes. Yes. Sure. 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 Yes. Oh my god, look at... Yeah, oh, we got so much stuff there. Oh, we got so much stuff. Look at us just wrecking everything. This is so different. Like, when you first get it and you don't have any meta progression unless you RNG into something crazy like this, it's actually a tough game. Oh, one of the cool parts I like is this, by the way. These are all meta progression currencies, I believe. And you can choose whichever one you want. You can even choose gold since that's part of it. So I'm just kind of going through a little bit here, a little bit there of each kind. But yeah, like it seems like it's... I'm gonna guess there's that everything gets ever so slightly more intricate as time goes on. Like you'll start to have more... we can also add health. Let's go ahead and grab that. Let's grab that. Let's grab that. We'll get some basic ones on the next one. It's kind of nice to be able to do that, though. Like yeah, I very much enjoyed it. The art style is pretty good, too. Like, I've ran into a couple of really terrible demos lately, and some that I really liked. There's a demo that just came out, and I gotta contact the developer and see, like, hey, could you check this out? Because your demo doesn't... It's not giving me information. I can't see anything on here. It's not giving me, like, halfway through the tutorial, it just kind of dead ends, where you've got some instructions on the screen, but no matter what I did, the instructions, they did nothing. Oh, look at that. We even missed a few pieces. Because the world is on fire around us. Or we detonated a boss and I just 100% didn't know it. That too is possible. That is definitely a possibility. All right, this is going really well because we got lucky on those damage numbers off those pieces of gear. Once you start getting them multiplied out, it's like, whew, which is really nice on the gear system. Like, that's very, very noticeable upgrades. I think that the tree was a little bit lower. Like, there was like the 5 and 10% kind of things. Oh, there we go. I was hoping for another chest. Get some more yellow experience, or reds. Legendaries would be great. Like, more legendaries. Oof. Some of those legendaries had a lot of stuff on them. But that may not be the best item to use. Like, you probably end up... Oof. These guys are dying at an inconvenient distance. Nothing gets bunched up. Clink, 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 clink. Alright, there's that edge. I'm hoping to find another chest. We might not, but certainly hoping for it. Right now we're just blaring through like every mob in the universe in here. Yeah, some of the levels are actually a little bit sizable, like you see here. Like, the map is pretty decently large, so if you don't know where you're going, that would be why I would love to see an indicator for that direction. Or anything, or a little mini-map. Mini-maps are good. Alright, sorry, I had to sit up in the chair. Phew. I will say this, though, like, about the dentistry. This is thus far, the best dentist I've ever had. Like, the least amount of pain, the least amount of headaches. Comes in, bops what we were there for out, like, real. I'm so used to them being, like, distracted and listening to a bunch of other people talk while they're trying to do work, and this dude was none of that. This dude was there for business. And it was really, like I said, it left a good impression. So, that is always nice. I'm still, I think I didn't get, I'm tired. Like I said, I'm still tired. I don't think I got quite as much sleep as, because, not so much because of that, but like, just because it was just like hard to not roll over, and that side was a little bit tender, I think, and I didn't really notice it. And so every time I would roll over onto that side, it would be like, ah. So I think that was why I'm a little tired today. I am starting to slowly catch up on sleep, like ever so slowly. Definitely not a fast process. Also because I don't tend to, like, even I'll get like a little better. I'll get like a little more sleep for a couple weeks, and then I'll be like 4 hours a day for a month. And there's no real way to catch up on sleep. Like, there's a certain point where your sleep deficit doesn't matter because you're never catching up with it. So it just kind of empties out that way. Like it's just, it's hard to explain if you don't have insomnia. Or severe sleep issues of some sort. Because I mean, sleep issues are weird just because they waste so much of your time. Because people would think like, oh yeah, so you like can't sleep, so you're just doing other stuff. And I did for the longest time. Like, that was actually one of the things I would do, is I would just give up on sleep if I couldn't get sleep and just go ahead and go do those things that I wanted to go do, because you're not getting any sleep, so why not? We'll take some gold. There we go. There's another one. Ooh, more gold coins. We got a lot of meta progression there too, because the gold is part of your meta progression. Oh, I took 30 health. Oh, look at all those sets. Did we miss any? Nope. All right. This is actually kind of funny, like how much we're just destroying everything, especially since even my earlier successful games, until I got like a little bit of damage on my gear, even my earlier successes were mostly RNG dependent. This has got some RNG to it, but we actually, because of our gear, our scaling is so much larger that when it says, you know, I'm like, I think I got something like 35 or 40 points of base damage. So I think that base damage is probably one of the strongest things, because plus 20% on your magic damage is going to be, you know, I think everything is affected by base damage. That's what I mean. That's the way I should say that, because it makes more sense that way. So by having that base damage up there, and then suddenly you get 50% extra damage on that base damage, or, you know, whatever the amount is that your bonus is, and then another 20% on spell damage, which is already up there. I mean, if we look at it over here, we've got spell damage is like 5, and regular damage is like 50%, and I think spell damage makes it 100%. So we're technically like 150% damage at this point. Possibly a little more even. So much XP. So much XP. Like we are literally just mowing the lawn here. Hopefully, like I said, I was hoping we'd find another chest. Yeah, hopefully I can get some stuff done before then, but I can't really guarantee it, like I said, because there's so many, like, I do have some stuff that have been sent to me that I still need to check. I'm going to try and check those over. And sometimes it's hard because I have that rule that I don't want to. It's like, you've done this 16 times. So what's the lowest number? That one. And this one. I do like that it tracks it, because that means you can, if you do want to space it out, you have the tools at your command to do it. But yeah, since I have the basic rule for this channel that I don't want to make negative videos, so I won't. So I always check out everything before I show it here, and everything you see here is something that I've decided that I like enough to actually show. But that also makes it harder to do videos on games, because it takes at least a couple of hours to get deep enough into a game to actually know, like, oh, is this, oh, here's our final boss. Like, oh, is this, you know, really good in the beginning, but starts to get super tedious. That happens a lot. Where the meta progression upgrade system is like super expensive, and you're getting like near nothing on each run. This kind of game right here, like this, and the water, the Ocean Keeper from yesterday, are both pretty good about making sure like you're constantly getting some form of meta progression. Yeah, there's one which, like I said, there's one I gotta get a hold of the developer for, and it has a really cool like gameplay loop, but the demo is broken, and I do mean broken, like really broken. Oh, he passed away on us. Let's see what we get. Oh, hey, we're right by our thing too. That makes things easier. All right. All right, return us to the shelter. Oh, Did you see what I saw? All right, let's go value. Oh man, what do we got here? Magic damage, health points, armor value, health points, movement speed, currency markup, XP growth. Jeez. We would lose 5/6 of that. What are you, though? Release Frost Dragon's Cry every 10 seconds within the map. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds cool. Critical hit damage. Base damage plus 20. Wow, that is so much better than that. Oh. Life recovery? Oh, yeah, this is everything that had plus some. Oh, that is a lot of life recovery, too. This purple one. Yeah, we can get some good stuff. We go over here. Oh, this is a two-hander. So we can't use our shield. So I think our damage would actually end up going down. Because we had that... oh, we have a couple of things here. Both hands. A lot of both hands now. Where's our other one? Where's the one I just took off? Oh, it should be at the bottom. There it is. Okay, let's do that for now, because I like that, because that's right there between those two. That's like 30 points of damage. That hat, though. Look at all that. That is crazy. Some of these are going to be better because they'll have something like this. Like right now, this yellow is better than, for us, than this. And that's why I was kind of thought, like, hey, you know, this is kind of interesting the way they've done this whole thing. Although this does have 20 base damage, but then again, like this has 20 and this has 10, so... it's different. I like it. It makes you actually think about what you're choosing as gear and how you're and what kind of gear you're going to put on. As I said, I would love to see some like loadout slots or additional slots for them, because there's some seriously cool stuff you can get there, and I think that kind of makes a game like this better. Okay, we didn't even get a single gray on that map, which means the higher maps actually. Oh, what are you glowing for? Magic short sword. I mean, it doesn't have any stats that we need, but yeah. So, this has been Abyss Eschaton? I'm never going to be able to pronounce that right. Abyss Eschaton Survivors. If you want to learn the pronunciation, go somewhere else. If you want to play it, if you want to try the demo, though, I will have a link to the Steam page in the description. And if you like this video, I hope you come back for the next one. And most of all, as always, I hope you have a great day.